नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 15, the Yoga of the Supreme Person, text 19. Yo mam evam asammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata yo mam evam asammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata yo mam eva asammudho janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Word meaning: yah, anyone who, mam, me, evam, thus, asammudha, without a doubt, janati, knows, purusha uttamam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, saha, he, sarvavid, the knower of everything, bhajati, renders devotional service, mam, unto me, sarvabhavena, in all respects, bharata, O son of Bharata. Translation and purport by Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. Please repeat. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. Purport: there are many philosophical speculations about the constitutional position of the living entities and the Supreme Absolute Truth. Now in this verse, the Supreme Personality of Godhead clearly explains that everyone who knows Lord Krishna to be the Supreme Person is actually the knower of everything. The imperfect knower goes on simply speculating about the Absolute Truth, but the perfect knower, without wasting his valuable time, engages directly in Krishna consciousness, the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. Throughout the whole of Bhagavad Gita, this fact is being stressed at every step. And still, there are so many stubborn commentators on Bhagavad Gita who consider this Supreme Absolute Truth and the living entities to be one and the same. Vedic knowledge is called Shruti, learning by oral reception. One should actually receive the Vedic message from authorities like Krishna and his representatives. Here Krishna distinguishes everything very nicely. and one should hear from this source. Simply to hear like the hogs is not sufficient, but must be able to understand from the authorities. It is not that one should simply speculate academically. One should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita that these living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Anyone who is able to understand this according to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, knows the purpose of the Vedas. No one else knows the purpose of the Vedas. The word bhajati is very significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of the Supreme Lord. If a person is engaged in full Krishna consciousness in the devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all the Vedic knowledge. In the Vaishnava Parampara, it is said that if one is engaged in devotional service of Krishna, then there is no need of any other spiritual process for understanding the Supreme Absolute Truth. He has already come to the point because he is engaged in devotional service of the Lord. He has ended all the preliminary processes of understanding. But if anyone, after speculating for hundreds of thousands of lives, does not come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and that one has to surrender there, all his speculation for so many years and lives is a useless waste of time. Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimiraandhasya Jnananjana Shailakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurubhe Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Sopadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Juta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnam Bhamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Visakhanitamscha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Nama Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratise Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Yomam evam asammudha janati purushottamam sa sarvavid bhajati mam sarvabhavena bharata. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service in me. O son of Bharata. So, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we can divide it in 3 parts. First 6 chapters about Niskama Karma Yoga. Then chapter 7 to 12 about devotional service, Bhakti Yoga. Then concluding chapters up to chapter 13 to 18, the concluding chapters about transcendental knowledge. So, because in Krishna already described in middle chapters and 12th chapters Bhakti Yoga, the goal of human life is to perform pure devotional service unto Krishna. So after hearing this, one can ask the question, so then what is about knowledge? What is about Veda? Anyhow, Krishna is telling about bhakti, then what is about, some may ask question, what is about Veda? Veda means also, what is the meaning of the word Veda? Knowledge. So what is the conclusion about Veda and Vedanta and knowledge? What is the conclusions of Veda? That's why Krishna concluded in the 15th chapter and 15th verse. Veda ischa sarvair aham eva vedyo vedanta krit veda videva chaham sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivisto mata smritir jnanam apohanam cha. So that's why Krishna is declaring that what is the purpose of Veda? He is telling, I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me comes remembrance, knowledge and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. Who is the compiler of Vedanta? Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is also an incarnation of Krishna. So Krishna himself is telling that after reading all the Veda, Vedanta, and then why one is engaged reading all such literatures? The goal is to know Krishna. Vedaischa sarvair ahameva vedyo Vedanta krit Veda videva chaham. I am the knower of the Vedas. So that's why again the conclusion of the Veda or Vedanta or the transcendental knowledge is that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there is previously in this chapter there is also description about the 2 types of living entities. One is liberated living entities and conditioned living entities. Nitya Mukta and Nitya Baddha. The Baddha Jivas, we are which category? Maybe some of you is liberated soul, I don't know. Anyhow, in this material world generally there is conditioned souls. And in spiritual world there is liberated souls. Then they are Nitya Muktas. So but Krishna is above the 2 types of living entities. He is the source of everything and he is above everything. So, but generally in the Mayavada philosophy, they could not find any difference between living entity and super soul. They thought they are same. Their study is that they told, I am not this body, I am not this body, what I am? I am Brahman. Jagad Mithya, Brahman Satya. They told I am Brahman, but then they told, okay, this entire creation, this everything is false. But the only truth is Brahman, the soul. Then they thought about what is about Paramatma, super soul. Finally they believe that there is no difference between soul and super soul. Brahman and Param Brahman, there is no difference. The same thing. We are all God. Yes? You are God? You will all go, get combined, you become God. Yeah. There's so many philosophy, like Mayavada, Sunyavada. What is Mayavada philosophy? They told everything is false, the Brahman is truth. And that Brahman is myself. There is soul, this soul inside this body. It's Brahman, it is only truth. Then they cannot find the difference between the super soul and the soul. Brahman and Param Brahman. They think they are all same. When living entity is under the clutches of Maya, then he is not understanding that I am God. But when he is free from the clutches of Maya, then he become God. This is Mayavada. Mayavada. They told everyone is under the control of Maya. When someone is free from Maya, then he become God. Even the Mayavadis, they thought that when the different incarnations, like Rama, Krishna, and the Varaha, Nrsimha, they come to this material world, they are also under the control of Maya. They could not understand the supreme position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita again and again that just like this verse is telling that Mam eva je asammudha janati purushottama. That person who knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. Krishna himself is declaring that I am the Supreme Personality of Godhead in so many verses in Gita. But still these people, this type of people, they could not understand. The Mayavadis, they could not understand how Krishna is God. And they're thinking we are Krishna in the same platform. Though there is statement in Vedic literatures in Upanishads, Nitya Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam Eko Bahunam Jo Vidhadate Kama. Nitya, the living entity, the soul is also Nitya. It is eternal. Because Krishna is telling in 7th verse of this chapter, Mamaivangsha Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. So Nitya Nityanam, the Krishna is nature, the soul is also Nitya, eternal, and the super soul is also eternal. Nitya Nitya Chetanas Chetananam. We are also conscious, and the Krishna, the super soul is also the conscious being. So Chetana, but then what is the difference? Eka bahunang jo vidadate kama. But the supreme consciousness, the super soul, though he is also a living entity, but he is that living entity who fulfills the desires of all other living entities, who supplies necessities of all other living entities. That living entity, the Supreme Person, Supreme Personality of Godhead, he was existing before this creation. Just like in Bhagavatam Chatusloki, first verse is told, Aham evasya evagre nanyat yat sat asat param paschat aham yet etascha jovasishyata soasmi aham. Krishna is declaring, when there is nothing, no creation, nothing is there. That time I was there. I was the only person who was exist before this creation. When there is no sat means there is no truth, no sat asat, this spiritual world or this material world, nothing was there. I was there. Everything is emanated from me. Krishna is telling I am the source of everything. Everything emanates from me. Paschat again after annihilation of this entire material cosmos, still I will be there, I will exist. So, but still these people, they cannot understand this thing. They think no. How? Even the great philosophers, big peoples, they think that the Mayavad philosophy. There is one commentator on Bhagavad Gita, Dr. Radhakrishnan. You know the name? He was the second president of India. He was a great philosopher. He was a world-renowned philosopher. But still, Prabhupada says when he interpreted the verse, Manmana bhava madbhakto madhyaji mang namaskuru mame vaishyasi satyante pratijane priyosi me, Krishna is telling to Arjuna, Manmana, O my devotee, always remember me. Always remember me. Become my devotee. Bhava madbhakto madhyaji, worship me. Mang namaskuru, pay obeisances unto me. In this way, it will become very dear to me. So Radhakrishna is telling, no, not Krishna. This verse is not told for Krishna. There is something within Krishna, some Jyoti is there, some impersonal Brahman. There is all pervading impersonal Jyoti, Brahman is there. This verse is meant for that. So Prabhupada used to say, these people are just like OWL, owl. They cannot see even in daytime. Krishna is standing and telling himself personally to Arjuna, but still they cannot understand. So that's why this, if someone, this verse is telling, if someone is intelligent enough to understand this truth that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Janati Purushottamam, whoever knows me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without doubting, then sa sarvavid bhajate mam sarvabhavena bharata. Then he therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. If someone understands Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then what is duty, next duty? He is to serve him. He could understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is the, then I am his eternal servant. Jivera Swarupa hai Krishnara Nitya Das. I am eternal servant of Krishna. If just understanding that Krishna is Supreme Personality of God, then he has no desire for serve him, then what is the value? If you understand that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then your duty is to serve him. So that's why the Vaishnavas, they did not believe in this Mayavadi philosophy, that everyone is God, everyone is Krishna. You Krishna, I am Krishna, everyone is God. Everyone, a simple thought that if everyone is same, then whatever belongs to you also belongs to me, also belongs to him. So you have 1,000 rupees, I can take it from your pocket. Because everyone is same. So what is the difference? If this money it belongs to this, also belongs to me, like that. So the Mayavadis, you can defeat him very easily. Though that if some people ask that, okay, if the goal of human life is simply perform devotional service unto Krishna, then what is about conclusion of Veda, what is Vedanta, what is about this? Then that's why Krishna told that the Vedanta also, the Veda is also compiled by me. And the purpose of Veda is also to know me, to know Krishna. And Krishna is telling, I am the perfect knower of all Vedic literature. As Vyasadeva, Vyasadeva is incarnation of Krishna, then he compiled the Vedic literatures. So the compiler is also knows the purpose of what he is compiling. He knows the secrets. That's why here Krishna distinguishes everything very nicely, and one should hear from this source. So that's why Prabhupada is making point. One should hear from the from Krishna or from the parampara that is coming from Krishna. Otherwise, if he start hearing from unauthorized peoples, then will get bewildered. So Prabhupada is telling, hear from the proper source. Simply to hear like hogs is not sufficient. What is the meaning of hearing from hogs? What do you mean? Very, the word is very strong. The Prabhupada, simply by hear like the hogs is not sufficient. One must be able to understand from the authorities. What is the function of a hog? Hog breaks all the regulative principles. He specifically illicit sex life. The hog cannot distinguish who is his mother, who is his sister, who is his relative, and not like that. He engaged in sex with everyone. A hog. He eats whatever he like. Put his mouth in drain and he eats everything. He is not thinking, oh, this is Krishna Prasad, this is he is nothing. He just put his mouth everywhere and he can eat anything. He can do sex everywhere, wherever he like. So his senses are not controlled. Some peoples like that also in society, who speaks about spiritual life and about divine knowledge, but their own personal life is contaminated. They eat everything, and they also engaged in illicit life, illicit sex life, and they follow all they break all their shastric injunctions, and such peoples, they also think themselves a great religious leader. They want to speak about philosophy of Bhagavad Gita. One should not hear from such peoples. Just like so many politicians, they also interpret Bhagavad Gita. M.K. Gandhi interprets Bhagavad Gita. Dr. Radhakrishnan interprets, K.M. Munshi interprets Bhagavad Gita. So many Mayavadi philosophers, Mayavadi peoples, they also interpret Bhagavad Gita. But all these interpretations, they simply put us in illusion. If you read this Bhagavad Gita, then we are also get illusion. That's why Prabhupada is giving us warning. Simply to hear like the hogs, not sufficient. No, it should not hear. Should not read such literatures, not hear from these peoples. Those who are not authorized from a perfect parampara, from a Vaishnava parampara. If they are not in parampara, they did not themselves not learn Bhagavad Gita from proper source, and one should not hear from them. One must be able to understand from the authorities. Who is the authorities? Topmost authority is Krishna himself, the speaker of Bhagavad Gita. He is the ultimate authority. Then from Krishna, who came? Krishna, just like here in according to Gita, Krishna told this Bhagavad Gita to Son God, Vivaswane Manava Pravo, Manu Ikhyaku, Abrabit. In this is in a Rajarshi Parampara. There is also Vaishnava Parampara. There are 4 Vaishnava Acharyas, 4 Sampradayas, Brahma Sampradaya, Kumara Sampradaya, Rudra Sampradaya, and Sri Sampradaya. One should hear this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita from a proper Vaishnava Sampradaya. We are hearing this from Brahma Sampradaya. From Krishna, there is Brahma, then Narada, then Vyasa, then Madhvacharya, then Madhavendra Puri, Ishwara Puri, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 6 Goswamis, and like that, Jagannath Das Babaji, Narottam Das Thakur, Jagannath Das Babaji, then Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Gaur Krishna Das Babaji Maharaj, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. So Prabhupada is telling you must hear Bhagavad Gita from this proper authority, parampara, then you can understand. It is not that one should simply speculate academically. They are big academic people also. Some people also learn Sanskrit very great, very in a great extent. They become very learned scholars. So such learned scholars sometimes cannot understand Bhagavad Gita, because they just try to argue. One time one very big Mayavadi come to Vrindavan. Then Prabhupada told, what is the definition of God? Who is God? Can you explain me? Just one sentence. He told, oh, this is very big question. We should sit down in one place, and we can, after talking about hours and hours, and maybe we can come to conclusion. This is not such an easy question to explain about the supreme truth. So Prabhupada saw that one Gurukul boy was just walking. Told her, come here. Who is God? And he immediately tell, what? Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Prabhupada told, look, you are a great learned Sanskrit scholar, but you need so many hours to explain, but this small boy is telling supreme truth. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Here is in this Prabhupada house, there was one Prabhupada secretary, his name was Shyamasundar Prabhu. Malati Mata is there, so still now. That time when they are secretary, that they have a small girl, her name was Saraswati. A 3 years girl just standing in front of this Prabhupada gate, this Prabhupada house gate, she will stand there. Anyone just enter the house, will ask, who is Supreme Person, who is Krishna? Who is Krishna? Then he has to tell that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless he tells this, he will not allow him to enter. He will cry loudly, stop the way. So Prabhupada used to say, this is preaching. Even a small girl is preaching that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But these big scholars, the Sanskrit scholars, big pandits, academicians, they cannot explain about Krishna. So that is Prabhupada is telling, that speculate academically. So many people, they speculate academically. That they are very puffed up. I am a PhD. I am a big scholar, I am a PhD. So then they speculate. They speculate many things. They cannot plainly believe that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Vishwase paive Krishna tarke bahujo. One can understand Krishna if he has faith. Faith in parampara and in Vedic literatures. But if he is a logician, they just go on arguing. He cannot understand anything. So that is one should submissively hear from Bhagavad Gita that these living entities are always subordinate to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Living entities are always subordinate to Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are not on the equal platform. We cannot tell that all living the Krishna and living entities are on equal platform. This is not truth. One should hear very submissively. If he submissively hear Bhagavad Gita, then he could understand everything. If he has faith that Bhagavad Gita is the words of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. Bhagavad Gita is the word of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. If he has no faith, then he cannot understand anything. So that's why Prabhupada is telling one should submissively hear Bhagavad Gita. Always, you should understand the truth that living entities are always subordinate to Krishna. They are eternal servant of Krishna. Jivera Swarupa Haya Krishna Nitya Das. Anyone who is able to understand this according to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, knows the purpose of Vedas. No one else knows the purpose of Vedas. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to South Indian tour. He was in South India tour in his Ranganath, Sri Rangam. He saw one Brahmin was sitting in front of Ranganath temple. Outside main gate he was sitting. Then he was had Bhagavad Gita in his hand. He is reading Bhagavad Gita, but he is holding it upside down. Could not sometimes, and he could not read it properly. But still tears are flowing from his eyes. So many people just gathering there, and they are thinking this man is a crazy. Because he is not able to read the Bhagavad Gita properly, and he is crying. So some people just laugh at him. They laugh and just mocking him, and just laughing and mocking. They cannot understand what he is doing. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, he went to that person. He embraced him. He told, "Oh my brother, can you explain me why you are crying? What you are doing here and why you are crying?" Then he told that, "Because my spiritual master told me to read Bhagavad Gita every day to read Bhagavad Gita one chapter. So I am trying my best reading Bhagavad Gita, though my pronunciation is not perfect, but still I am trying to follow the orders of my spiritual master. I am trying to read it." Then why you are crying? He told, "Oh Lord, please see this picture, the picture of this book. Krishna is become the charioteer. He is driving the chariot of Arjuna. Arjuna is sitting. Arjuna is giving order to Krishna, and Krishna is following his order. My Lord is so, how merciful my Lord. He is even following the orders of his devotee. He is doing his best to protect his devotee." So in this way, this Brahmana was started crying again. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu could understand, and he embraced that Brahmana. He told him, "Yes, you are the perfect knower of Bhagavad Gita. You understand the purpose of Gita." That's why Prabhupada is also telling, anyone who is able to understand this, that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and we living entities are subordinate to Krishna. We are the eternal servant of Krishna. And he actually knows the purpose of all the Vedic literatures. Such a person, he understands everything. Not just by the academically or a academist, by his academic knowledge. He explains something, thinking I am a PhD or I am a great philosopher, or I am whatever I explain, everyone should accept. This is foolishness. Everyone accept the truth that is explained by a devotee like Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada wrote this Gita as Bhagavad Gita as it is. Even many universities, they accepted this Gita as the textbook. Even in just recently we saw one country, Dutch. In Dutch language, this Gita is published and is accepted as their textbook in school. Bhagavad Gita is accepted as textbook. So these people are intelligent. Those accepting Bhagavad Gita as it is, coming in proper parampara from authorities. So, but there are so many people, so many Bhagavad Gitas interpreted by the Mayavadis, Sunyavadis, there are so many academicians, so many politicians, they are also interpreting Bhagavad Gita, but that is not authoritative. They don't know anything, the perfect knowledge. The word bhajati is significant. In many places, the word bhajati is expressed in relationship with the service of Supreme Lord. Prabhupada, this word bhajati is coming in many places, many important verses in Bhagavad Gita. Just like tesam satata chuktanam bhajatam, bhajati mam sarva bhavena bharata. So many places the word come. But Prabhupada always explained the verse. And this particular word bhajati means this comes from the Sanskrit word bhaja dhatu. Dhatu is bhaja dhatu. So it means practical service, doing something practical. Not just speculate something, and not to just theoretically something just to speculate, go and speculate. Not like this. Bhajati means to do some practical service unto Krishna. This comes from bhajan. This dhatu, bhaj dhatu, this bhajan sabda is coming. It means engage your senses in service of the master of senses, Krishna. You have to do something practically, like Prabhupada did. Something practical, spreading this Krishna consciousness all over the world, following the orders of his spiritual master, the divine grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. So that's why Prabhupada is telling, This bhajati word, this is in relationship with the service of the Supreme Lord. If a person engaged in full Krishna consciousness and the devotional service of the Lord, it is to be understood that he has understood all the Vedic knowledge. If someone is engaged in devotional service, he has accepted a spiritual master, and following the orders of a spiritual master, he is practically engaged in devotional service, then his life is perfect. He is actually most intelligent person. Brahmande Brahmite Kon Bhagyavan Jeev, not ordinary Jeev. Not ordinary Jeev can enter in devotional service. He is most fortunate soul. Bhagyavan Jeev. If Bhagyavan is most fortunate soul, then he could enter in devotional service. He can accept a spiritual master, and by the mercy of spiritual master, he can please Krishna, and he perform devotional service. So in this way, Prabhupada is telling, so that he is most intelligent person. He knows the all purpose of all Vedic knowledge. In the Vaishnava Parampara, it is said that if one is engaged in devotional service of Krishna, then there is no need of any other spiritual process for understanding supreme absolute truth. Only devotional service is enough. It is the perfect process. If someone accepts this devotional path of devotional service, then his life is perfect. So he is already come to the point, because he engaged in devotional service of Lord. He has ended all his preliminary process. If someone is already accepted the path of devotional service, he is already chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. It is to be understood that he understood all the imports of Vedic literatures. There is in verse in Bhagavatam also many verses is spoken like that. He may be most degraded person, but if he is chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then he is the most perfect. So he has ended all the preliminary process of understanding. But if anyone, after speculating for 100,000 of lives, does not come to the point that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and that one has to surrender there, all his speculation for so many years and lives is a useless waste of time. So that's why this verse is telling that Yomam evam asammudha janati purushottamam. Whoever knows me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, without doubting, is knower of everything. We should have firm faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sa sarvavid bhajate mam sarvabhavena bharata. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharata. So this science of the spiritual science, it depends upon faith. If you have no faith, then you cannot enter devotional service, because first is the process starting from faith. Shraddha. Adau Shraddha, Tata Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anartha Nivruti, Nishtha Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, Prema. So starting from faith. Shraddha. You have not this primary faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then you cannot progress further in the path of devotional service. Because it is not the inductive process. There are two processes of learning. One is inductive process, one is deductive process. The spiritual science is from which way? Deductive process. We have to accept a truth, first one sentence, then you have to follow it. You have to accept that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then you follow it. But in inductive process, just like one sentence we used to use that all men are mortal. Men are mortal. Men are mortal. M-E-N, men. Means all the men. Men are mortal. So in the inductive process, you have to go to search it. From one door to door, door to door, door to door. Then you come to how can you search this truth? But deductive process is you have to believe it, because it is explained in Bhagavad Gita or Vedic literatures. men are mortal. You have firm faith, then believe it. Just then you have no problem. But if those are no faith on Vedic literatures, the conclusion of Vedas and Bhagavad Gita, then they cannot. It's very difficult for them to understand the goal of life. So our process is the path of devotional service, path of the great acharyas. That is Prabhupada is recommending that you have to believe you have to follow the truth that is coming from Supreme Lord Himself, from Krishna. From Krishna to Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Madhvacharya. In this way, in this parampara, this coming up to Srila Prabhupada and present Acharya in ISKCON, you have to follow this parampara. Then it is very easy to understand the truth. Otherwise, if you have no faith, first thing is faith. If you have no faith on Bhagavad Gita, then you cannot understand anything. Hare Krishna. Time is over. Any question or comment? Yes. How to increase the faith? You can increase faith by associating the devotees. Those have faith. If you serve pure devotees, associate with pure devotees, hear from them, then you gradually increase your faith. And otherwise, in the other hand, if you associate with the non-believers, the faithless persons, non-devotees, then you will gradually doomed. If you associate with the devotees and discuss the Bhagavad Gita in the association of the devotees, you will serve devotees, hear from them regularly, then you increase the faith. Okay? Yes.
Right. As you were saying, Krishna is in everyone's heart.
And I am telling, Krishna himself telling. Sarvasya chaham hrudi sannivishtu. Krishna is telling. So you have faith on this proposition or not?
I have faith in this.
So what is your question then?
The question is that there are many learned scientists, doctors, engineers, politicians, everybody are there. But how come they cannot understand Krishna?
Because they are not surrendered to Krishna. You have to surrender, the first principle. Surrender unto me. Krishna is telling, Sarva dharman paritejya mam ekam. Because they are not surrendered to Krishna, how can they understand? They are simply fools and rascals. Prabhupada used the word for them, fools and rascals. They cannot understand. They are Mr. Frog. They are Mr. Frog. They cannot understand. Because they don't want to understand. How can they understand? So anyhow, Prabhupada told they are simply foolish, they are fools and rascals. They think we are big people. They do not know anything. Yes. Yes, yes.
But in nowadays, if we see someone like that, we don't encourage that person. This thing is a force. We don't allow him to come here inside.
The Brahman was not encouraged by everyone, or everyone was laughing at him. Some people throwing stones, someone just mocking at him. But when Krishna came, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, then he could understand. Everyone cannot understand. We could not accept that everyone will praise us. So, Tulya Ninda, Krishna is telling Tulya Ninda, Stuti Mauni.
From this point, we should understand if anybody is crying or
If some person is pure devotee, he could understand. This what is the position of a divine. Rupa Goswami told that Kanishthas, they cannot understand what is the position of other. Only someone come to the Madhyama platform, then he could understand. Madhyama devotee can understand who is in which position. A Kanishta, he could not understand. Yeah.
Thank you very much for giving me a session and very kind words. The question is that why our faith is varying from time to time and condition.
Why faith is?
Varying. Sometimes we have a very strong faith on the Lord, and sometimes we don't have faith. Why it's varying from time to time?
Because of our association. Because we are associating with so many peoples, time to time. We are changing our association. We are associating, when we in association of devotee, then we understand everything. There is servant of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one devotee was Mukunda. When he go to Mayavadi, then he told, yes, yes. When come to the Vaishnava, he told, yes, yes. So that's why Mahaprabhu told him he is a Bauliya. I don't want to show him favor. So people, we are, because according to our association, sometimes our mind also gets changed. Because we are not in a higher platform. We did not know all the philosophy perfectly. We could not defeat the opponents. So when someone speak this, we go, yes, yes. We tell everyone as yes, yes. So this is not good. That's why you have to know the Shastra perfectly. When you know the Shastra perfectly, then you will not get illusion. You can defeat the argument when the false arguments. Because we cannot defeat the false arguments, then we believe, oh, yes, he is telling truth. Then we come to other person, he is telling something, yes, yes, this is truth. That's why you must know perfectly Bhagavad Gita and Vedic literatures. Okay? Yes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, thank you very much for giving such a brilliant presentation. As it's mentioned by Prabhupada in the Gita that one who comes on the stage of Nistha, doesn't fall down back from Krishna consciousness.
Yes.
And at the same time, there was an example of Srila Bharat Maharaj, who was at the stage of Bhava, Prema, but then having his attachment towards the dear child, he gave up Krishna consciousness. So how would Maharaj facilitate this?
Sometimes, actually, Bharat Maharaj is in which platform? Platform of Bhava. It mentioned that he was in platform Bhava. But sometimes, Krishna sometimes use some personalities. Use some personalities for benefit of others. Bharat Maharaj was a very elevated Vaishnava, and Krishna used him to teach all of us. Maya is so strong, even a person in platform of Bhava can be fall down. So only a person who is in a Prema platform, who is already pure devotional service, a Prema, then there is no question of fall down. Even a person up to platform of Bhava there is fluctuating. Prema is fluctuating sometimes. So that stage, even one can fall down. But sometimes Krishna used the persons like that. Even Yudhishthira Maharaj, Pandavas, they are pure devotees. But still they are also playing what? What is called this? They are playing. They are gambling, they are engaged in gambling. Somehow this is some places Krishna used his devotees to set an example for others. You may be very elevated, but if you associate with Maya, or if you are not in association of devotees like Bharat Maharaj, he was alone. There is no one to give him association. He is not in association of pure devotees. If there is only one devotee with Bharat Maharaj, he could guide him. What are you doing? You gave up your whole kingdom, your wives, children, everything. You came here to perform pure devotional service. Now what you are doing? He could chastise him, correct him. So that's why always stay in association of devotees. Tadera charana sevi bhakta sane vas janame janame hoy. This is our ultimate desire. We must always remain in association of Vaishnavas. In this way, we can make our life perfect. Otherwise, if there is no association of Vaishnava, Maya can make you, Maya can grab you. Okay? Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.